How critical is the situation right now with Taiwan? And what does this mean for us all? Today I will make an energetic prediction for Taiwan from the point of Vedic astrology. Since I studied the horoscope of Taiwan, I thought there is a lot going on there. And a warm welcome on my YouTube channel. And if you want to receive a weekly energetic and astrological update, please subscribe to my free newsletter. You find the link below the video in the box. And also please subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you will be always informed when I upload a new video. What is going on with Taiwan? I already made a video about China and the USA, and there I spoke about the tension between those big global players and that this will increase with Mars in the sign of Gemini, that more difficulties will show up. And that is what we now experience. And Taiwan is maybe the place where these things will play out. And this conflict is really serious. Can it also trigger maybe a third world war? Let's take a look at the horoscope of Taiwan and analyze. And I have the birth date. Every country has, like every person, a birth date. And for Taiwan, I have the first of 1912 in Taipei at 00 a.m. And we have, therefore, the ascendant in the sign of Virgo, in the nakshatra Hasta. In Vedic astrology, we also have 27 lunar mansions. We do not only have the 12 houses of the solar zodiac, we have also the 27 lunar mansions. And the mansions are all, the moon is all about feeling, how we experience everything. And this lunar mansion is called Hasta, where the ascendant sits. This lunar mansion has to do with healing, and Virgo also, the sign of Virgo, has also to do with healing and productivity and halving. And this lunar mansion Hasta is a lunar mansion of the moon, and the moon stands for the people in a horoscope of a country. And there are some good things coming out. But really, what I see is a big transformation, because the moon sits in the 8th house, very near to the planet Saturn. And the 8th house is the house of transformation. That is not an easy time, because Saturn and the moon in conjunction in the birth horoscope, they cause often dark feelings, feeling depressed and feeling not free. And this solar eclipse we had at the 20th of April, this solar eclipse took place in the sign of Aries. And this is the 8th house. And the 8th house not only stands for transformation, it also stands for troubles, for difficulties, and even for death, for things we cannot see. And the solar eclipse is also always connected to big transformations, because the light of the sun is dimmed from the moon. And there in Aries we have the planet Saturn at 20 degrees. And when we make predictions, we look not only at the birth horoscope of a country or a person, we lay on this birth horoscope also the horoscope of the current transits of the planets. And those two horoscopes, they are woven together for a prediction. The combination of both shows us what is now current in the energy field. And in the sign of Aries, we have Rahu. Rahu is the upper lunar node. We have Rahu in the birth horoscope and also in the transit now in the sign of Aries. And I speak of the Vedic astrology. Vedic astrology is a totally, completely other system than the normal here known Western tropical system. And the upper lunar node, Rahu, this is an energy that always expands other energies. And there in the transit, we also have Uranus, the planet Uranus, at 23 degrees. And the moon in the birth chart of Taiwan is at 22 degrees. It is really near. And the moon is all about the people. And this is really a heavy time for those people, because there's also an aspect from Saturn to Aries. And we had last year in the sign of Aries on August the 1st a very important energy conjunction between Rahu, Mars and Uranus. And at this day, the 1st of August, Nancy Pelosi, the spokeswoman of the White House, was visiting Taiwan. And this was an affront for China. And maybe you heard that China now, that China's military, that they have an exercise the last days very close to Taiwan to demonstrate their military power. And as I have said in other videos before, Mars, the planet of war and aggression, is out of bound this time till the start of May. And that means Mars, the planet, is not in his normal range. He stands out, and that makes him more powerful. And Mars sits now in the sign of Gemini. And in a previous video, I already mentioned that Gemini is also the 12th house in the chart of Xi Jinping, the leader of China. And the 12th house is standing combined with foreign affairs. And in the birth chart of Xi Jinping, he has there in his 12th house also the planet Mars and Sun, which makes him not the friendliest person, because Sun and Mars is a lot about aggression and speaking aggressively. And this means it is also triggered with Mars now in the sign of Gemini, that there could be problems with other countries. And this can bring more fiery energy in the area of the conflict. And Mars also has an aspect, his 8th aspect, in the sign of Capricorn to the birth Uranus in the horoscope of Taiwan. And Uranus represents sudden and unexpected changes. And the ruling planet of the sign of Capricorn, we call it in the Vedic astrology the dispositor, is the planet Saturn. And the planet Saturn sits in the birth horoscope in the sign of Aries, where the eclipse, the solar eclipse, took place. This is really a very intense energy cocktail, which all directs in the 8th house of Taiwan in the sign of Aries. And in Taiwan's birth chart, we also have the planet Venus in opposite of the planet Mars at 1 to 2 degrees. And where Mars is in the birth chart of Taiwan at 1 degree 42 minutes in the sign of Taurus, there is a dangerous fixed star. And this fixed star is called Algol. And this fixed star symbolizes that a leader can lose its head. And this might be also important because with the extreme Martian energy we can experience now, this could be meaningful. This is the energetic and astrological energy for a prediction for now, for the time that is now after the solar eclipse. And we can see that these energies are very dangerous for the country of Taiwan. But how it will really play out, we will see. The planets do not determine over our lives. But what can we do? Most important is that we for ourselves be aware. Be aware that we do not need wars anymore, that we do not want wars anymore, that these wars do not help anybody. Why do we have wars? It distracts the attention. It distracts the attention of the people from other important topics, mostly economic problems, because the old systems are crumbling. And we focused so long on the wrong values in our economic system, and the true virus has been brewing for a long time in the underground, not seen, with wrong decisions on the financial markets and so on. Before COVID appeared, there was the virus in the system. And that's what we are now experiencing all over the world, in a collapse of the old structures. But we may not understand that also the outside that we can see is just a mirror of our own inner awareness and awakening process. Because this idea of looking on the outside creates struggles, creates outer struggles. And sometimes we need those outer struggles. They help us. They help us not to look where the root of the problem really lies. We create our own problems and difficulties on the outside to distract our attention on our true inner problems. We do not want to see our own inner pain and our own inner fear. And it is easier to find somebody on the outside who is guilty. We are in a way of disorientation. And this we also see on the outer world, where this kind of attitude no longer works. And a war is always no solution, never, and nobody wins. It brings a lot of destruction and death, and it distracts us from the real problems, to face the real problems of a sick system. Awareness is everything, and humanity is in the process of awakening. Not everybody, but that's fine. But this new wave of consciousness cannot be stopped anymore. No war can stop it. It's like a game between the dark side and the bright side. that we are experiencing right now in an extreme way, like we have never seen before. So it is most important to decide where your focus in life is. Where are you ready to look on your own shadow parts, to unlock them and to heal them, and to find your own inner peace and to cultivate your own inner peace in a new way of being truthful to yourself? This is the way of the healing. And I send you my love, and also to Taiwan and the world and all dark places, to bring light and awareness to it. I love you. Please share this video. Thank you.